Hi, I'm Niall from GulfStream Boat Sales. I just want to show you a Rinker V190 that we've got for sale. This boat was built in 1990. It's a 19-foot long cuddy cabin, and it really is in fantastic condition. If any of you guys that are already on our VIP access list will know how fussy I am about selling older boats, and to say I'm wary of it is an understatement. I really will not get involved in selling anything more than sort of 10 years old unless I know it's got a really good history behind it, I know it's been well looked after, and I know it's not going to give future owners any trouble. And this one here, it ticks all the boxes. Whenever I first heard about it, the owner called me. I was dubious about taking it on, but I arranged to call in and have a look at the boat one day I was passing, and whenever I saw it, I couldn't turn it down. It's a one owner from new example. The guy bought it from the Northern Ireland Rinker dealer at the time. It's a company called Mullan Marine. And it's always been kept in his boathouse on Lough Erne in Fermanagh. The boat's never been stored outside. It's never been stored in the water. The hull has never been anti-fouled. The boathouse had a dolly system, so that unfortunately the boat doesn't have a trailer because the owner never needed one. But condition-wise, it's completely original, right down to the original stereo. Everything works. All the gauges are operational. They're all the original gauges. The engine, which is the Mercury's 4.3 litre, 190 horsepower, is in fantastic condition. It looks like brand new. There's not a spot of rust anywhere. The boat's only ever been in fresh water, which is a big bonus as well. And we've done nothing to it. We picked it up for the owner. It's sitting on one of our trailers, which is available with the boat if you so wish, but the advertised price is just for the boat only. But we give it a quick clean and a hand polish, and this is how it looks. I mean, it really is a fantastic boat, and for the value, although it is 1990, this definitely falls into genuine sort of classic territory. It's not your typical early 90s cuddy cabin boat that's been sort of knocked around, abused, left lying outside, neglected. This is not that type of boat. This is a real, genuine, straight, clean example that's going to give our next owners many years of use. And you're also going to stand out from the crowd. You know, if you're not one of these people, or if you're the type of person who doesn't want to have the same type of boat as everybody else, you know, the standard blue and white hulled runabout, you want to stand out from the crowd, something that's a little bit different, a little bit of colour and style about it, then this V190 could definitely be the boat for you. So I would appeal to you not to rule it out on the basis of the age, and look beyond that and look at the condition and the finish on this boat, and sort of judge it on its merits that way. Just having a close look at the exterior of the boat before we take a look at the inside. This boat has never been damaged or scraped. The exterior, the hull, the gel coat is virtually unmarked. We've got a couple of little small tiny scrapes like this one here, which is about an inch long, very light, will probably polish out. There's a couple of those sort of marks around the hull, but that's the worst of it. I mean, the gel finish is perfect. You've still got a real vibrant mirror finish on the gel, both above and below the deck rail. The rail itself, again, apart from the odd little mark here and there, is undamaged. The deck hardware from the bow rail that's solid and secure. There's no corrosion on it. It's nice and bright. The windscreen surround as well is totally clear of corrosion. This is a common area where you get the tops, the screen frames corrode, that aluminium corrodes. This boat doesn't suffer from that. The cleats and everything are all sort of present and correct. A lot of these older Rinkers, these plastic bits fall off and stuff. Again, this boat does not have that problem. It's just, the corners are nice and clean. The swim platform is unmarked. The only thing I would maybe do if it was my boat, if I was buying it, would maybe be just to sand down the wood and re-lacquer it just to bring a bit of luster back to the wood. But apart from that, the boat's great, Just to walk you down along the starboard side, you can see it's in the same sort of condition as the port side. Again, virtually no marks on the gel coat. Rails and everything are perfect, unmarked. Even the little stainless steel horn still looks like new. And all the hull graphics as well. The original Rinker logo, the Rinker pinstripe, is perfect as well. This boat has the original Mercruiser Alpha 1 Gen 2 stern drive leg. And again, like the rest of the boat, it's in very good condition. The only little bit of damage is just on the skeg, which is very common. It's obviously just the guys caught the bottom at one stage and took a bit off the skeg, but that's purely cosmetic. It can be repaired fairly easily as well. If it's something you want to do, you can bring it back to totally as new condition. The anodes are perfect. Again, evidence that the boat's never been kept in the water. The propeller's in really good shape, and the hoses, the bellows, they're all in good order as well. I know the owner had the gimbal bearing replaced maybe 3 years ago as well, so that should be good for another couple of years, couple of seasons. Just the swim platform's in good condition. The stainless steel support tubes across the hull are very good. We've got a speedo pickup point there, and we've also got a fish finder transducer on the other side of the transom here. Apart from that, the transom's totally clean. Again, even the pinstripe and detail right the way across the back of the transom is excellent. It's obvious this boat, it hasn't even got dirty and been cleaned, because if this boat had been left in the water and had a bit of growth on it, you'd have to power wash that or scrub it to clean it, and that process damages pinstripes and things. The fact that those pinstripes are perfect, I can tell that the boat has never been left in the water for any period of time. This is the way the hull has been maintained throughout the life of the boat, and that's extremely unusual on a boat of this age. The transom itself has this swim platform that goes across the full width. It's about a foot deep, so it's a nice reusable swim platform with a boarding ladder on the port side. We've also got a central ski tow point here in the middle, and we've got our fuel filler cap as well. So access into the boat from the water is really easy. You can climb out onto the side of the boat and just hop over that transom. This boat brings back a lot of memories for me, because we had a friend of the family, or another family that we used to go boating with whenever we were kids, had a boat very similar to this. It was the Bowrider version. Basically, it was a Rinker with a big outboard engine, and it was the same colour scheme on the exterior, the red stripe. These seats and everything were the same. It was a fantastic boat and something we learned to ski behind. So, and similarly, the owner of this boat and his family had the same sort of fun skiing in Lough Erne. They do make a really good family sort of ski boat for pulling water toys, pulling skiers, and this one with a cuddy cabin means that you get that extra, the benefit of being able to get in out of the way if the weather turns against you, and also you get a place where the kids can sort of have a bit of fun in there or use it for a lot of storage and things. So it's a great sort of versatile day boat come ski boat. And I really like it. Personally, I think it's a fantastic boat. The layout in here is very good. You get sort of mix the most of the cockpit space. The boat's just about 8 feet wide. We've got a twin wide back-to-back seat on the passenger side, and then we've got a single rotating helm seat. We've also got 2 seats either side of the engine box there across the transom, and that you can convert those into a full width sun pad there as well, using the top of the engine box as the central section of the sun pad. The condition in here, just like the rest of the boat, is really, really good. It's totally original. It hasn't been messed around with. The seats have never been recovered. This is all the original upholstery, right down to the Rinker detail and things. I can't find any tears on the upholstery anywhere. There's no stitches that are separated. The condition is just very good. There's a little bit of sort of ingrained dirt on that engine box, but apart from that, the upholstery is in really good condition, as is the woodwork as well. Again, you can maybe sand it down and re-coat it with lacquer or varnish, but apart from that, there's really not much else to do in this boat. You can just sort of go to the water and enjoy it as it is. It's got marine grade carpeting throughout. Again, it's in very good condition. Structurally, the boat's very good. The hull bottom's obviously perfect. This floor is really good as well, feels nice and solid. Again, on these older boats you can get, if they've been left out in the water, out in the rain, or if they have been waterlogged over the winters, you can get the floor starting to sag and get a bit bouncy. This one is not, doesn't show any of those signs. It's completely dry. All the carpet and the bilge is totally dry and everything's nice and solid feel about it. The boat's rated to carry 8 people. We've got comfortable seating in here for 5, and there's room for another few kids or whatever in the cuddy cabin. There's lots of storage as well. We've got storage on both port and starboard side gunnels. We've got storage underneath this twin wide passenger side seat, and the owner must have added this box here underneath the helm seat is a little bit of a retrofit, but it can be easily removed. But I think the owner must have put that there for a bit of extra storage or something underneath the helm seat there as well. And it's still, the seating arrangement still leaves good floor space to move around as well. The helm position on the boat has a nice retro feel to it. It's got this deep dish Rinker steering wheel, brushed stainless steel, three brushed stainless steel spokes, a vinyl wrap around the rim of the wheel, and we've got the Rinker logo still there in the centre as well. And behind that then we've got a range of matching marine instrumentation. Again, like I said, all the instruments are working, from the oil pressure, temperature, the engine volts, the fuel gauge and the trim gauge. We've then got a range of switches for our navigation lights, bilge pump, engine room blower. We've also got the horn switch, that's working too. I mean, I find it unusual even on an 8 or a 10-year-old boat for everything on the dash to be working. For everything to be working on a 22-year-old boat is really just a credit to the owner. I mean, this boat has obviously been extremely well looked after. It's been, treated like a baby, and it really shows just how much attention to detail that the guys paid, and also the quality of the boat. These Rinkers, whenever they're still going, we used to be a dealer for them for a period of 4 or 5 years. The quality was great whenever we were selling the boats. Even going back to the 80s and 90s, they always had a reputation for building really strong boats, solid hulls, and with a performance sort of edge. They used to build 23 and 26 foot race boats back in the 80s, and these boats had a bit of that sort of DNA in them. It's got a really deep V hull, handles choppy water really well, and it's just got a sporty feel, from the steering wheel to the helm position itself is good. The steering wheel falls within easy reach. Whenever I'm sitting down, I can see through the screen. The throttle lever falls conveniently to hand, and this all feels nice and tight. In terms of there's no slack. Neutral is nice and positive. You get a good positive gear engagement going forward and reverse, and it's all working really well. The boat can't have had many hours use because it just feels too good. Obviously there's no hour clock on it, so we can't tell for definite, but if I had a hazard guess, I wouldn't say that this boat has more than a few hundred hours on it, and loads of life left in it. On the port side of the boat then, at the passenger seat, we've got a bit of storage in the gunnel there. We've got a pop-out cup holder, and we've also got the original radio cassette player,
but they actually come
which
along.
again is in some perfect working order. The both speakers are working. This speaker is missing the front cover, which is about the only thing I can fault the boat on in here. We've also got a water sports mirror mounted up here, and just behind me we've got an Eagle fish finder, which again is in great working order. It gives you the depth of the boat, depth of water underneath the keel, and it's also got that full fish finder function on it. We've got an opening section to the windscreen, so you can get access out onto the foredeck. If you're anchoring the boat coming in the dock, those two. Again, this is all, like, the hinge is perfect, the fit on here is perfect, condition again is just great. Access into the cabin is through this triple fold door arrangement, so it gives a nice wide entry into the cabin. You step down one step, and the cabin is just your typical V berth layout, with the infill cushion in there. Makes a double berth. Take out the infill, and you've got seating in there around the sides of the cabin. The cabin's it's not just a crawl space. You actually have sitting headroom in here, so 2 or 3 adults could sit in here no problem, and there's loads of room for storage. We get a big locker access into the back of the D-ring on the front of the boat there, and a bit of storage. The shelf up at the forepeak of the cabin. We've got a light in here as well, which is again all working. A couple of high level light windows and this overhead deck light, so throws a wee bit of natural light down in here as well. Again, condition wise, it's perfect. The headlining is perfect. The seat cushions are perfect. The carpet's perfect. There's no evidence of any damp or water marks in here. It's just in really good condition, same as the rest of the boat. To access the engine, it's just a matter of opening up these 2 hinge sections, and you get good access for your sort of daily checks. If you need additional access whenever you're servicing the engine, this main engine box, the front section here, is removable. You can just slide that off. But you can tell here it's the engine, like the engine bay is in super condition. It's a Mercruiser 4.3 litre engine, so it's a V6. It makes 190 horsepower, which gives this boat a fantastic turn of speed. It jumps up on the plane really quick, goes really well underway, which you'll see in a moment from the water test footage. And the engine really is in great condition. There's no corrosion anywhere in around here at all. You've obviously got good access down into the transom shield and the steering ram, the trim motor and everything across the back of the boat there. It's all nice and clean. There's no evidence of any neglect or anything of that nature. The boat just comes across as a really well maintained and good, honest example. The engine starts first turn of the key. We'll fire it up now and let you hear it run. And yeah, like I said, the performance of the boat's fantastic. we just wanted to quickly show you the covers with this boat. So it has the full camper enclosure. We've just put up the top sections for now, but there are side sections to zip in there, and also a section that goes across the back. So it's a full camper canvas enclosure. You've got full headroom underneath there. The covers aren't in fantastic condition. They are original to the boat. They could do with a clean, and the roof has a couple of little holes here and there. I don't think the owner really used these covers very much, but they're there if you want to get them. If you think you're going to be using them often, you can get them repaired or get them replaced. But the fact that you've got all the bars there and the templates to work from means that it'll be a more cost-effective way than if you were starting from scratch. So yeah, there you go. It's a good set of covers. They definitely you'll be glad of them in a rain shower, that's for sure. And they're sold complete with the boat. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of the condition that this Rinker V190 is in. I have absolutely no doubt that it's the best one on the market today. A really good possibility it's the best one in existence. I love the boat. It brings back really good memories for me. I know they're a really strong, solidly built boat. This one has been impeccably maintained, and she's going to make a fantastic buy for her next owners. With the cuddy cabin and all the covers, it's a really practical boat that you can use every weekend. With a 4.3 litre engine, the performance is fantastic, so it makes a great ski boat, and it's really got everything going for it. At the asking price, it represents fantastic value for money, and this is definitely one of those boats, I'd say a small number of boats that falls into the category of potentially appreciating in value over the coming years. Certainly if it's maintained in this condition, they're only going to get more desirable as time goes on. So if you have any questions about this boat, if there's any areas you want us to take a closer look at for you, or if you want to talk about the logistics of getting the boat to your location, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Just send me an email or give me a call, and I'd be delighted to talk through the Rinker V190 with you. Thank you for watching.